Let's talk about growing leafy vegetables in the hot summer months. So for the last few years, I've been struggling a little bit with my weight gain. And before all you start in the comments there, talking about how I don't look overweight, I am a little bit overweight. You know, as we get on up in age, our weight is harder to maintain, and I found that to be true. I've tried to eat better the last few years. I've cut sodas out altogether a couple of years ago, and I've really made a conscious effort to try to eat better. But with all these potatoes and this corn and everything, and I have a little bit of problem eating in moderation, I've had trouble maintaining a desirable weight. And as of lately, I've had some problems with acid reflux. So it's imperative that I get my weight down. And I've really been doing a lot of research and thinking and trying to eat better, to eat fresher, to have a better diet. And one of the problems that I've had is having a constant supply of vegetables to eat. Now, you know, when our corn comes in, we put it up, and when our peas come in, we put it, and we have all that all the time. But I want to have a constant fresh supply of vegetables to eat all the time. So we started months ago researching all this, and we come about microgreens. Now, microgreens are actually a vegetable, and we're going to talk about that today, how we can incorporate this into our diets. Now, here is one of my favorite microgreens, and it is sugar prince pea. Now, for you Southerners out there like me, we call this an English pea, but this actual variety here can be grown as a sugar snap, or you can let it mature on out and it'll become what we call an English pea, so you can shell it out. But it also makes a wonderful microgreen. It's one of those that has what they call the tendrils on it, as you see right there, that kind of grow up there. These things are great, they're real tasty, and one of the microgreens that I love to eat by itself with a salad alone. Sunflowers are also one I love to eat by themselves alone. Some of the other ones like arugula and things like that, I think are better added to particular things like the pea or maybe a lettuce. But these are what I consider standalone microgreens. Now I'm going to show you how we grow these pea microgreens. Our new microgreen trays is what we use, and what you would need is you will need 3 of these. You need 1 with holes in there and 2 of the solid ones. Now I'm doing this in the greenhouse today because sometimes I get a little messy, but you can do this under your porch, or you could do it anywhere. You could use one of our heavy duty bottom trays to kind of catch the excess stuff. It can get a little messy sometimes, so I don't necessarily like to do this on the inside. I like to do it on the outside, and then when I get through, I carry it inside. So what we do on these peas is we soak them. These are one of the microgreens that needs to be soaked. Now you can soak these anywhere from 4 to 12 hours. You ain't got to get carried away about being precise on the soaking, but you definitely need to soak them, and I'll show you why right here. These are the peas before we soak them, and these are the peas after we soak them. See how much water they take up there? Well, it swells that pea up and it causes it to germinate a lot quicker. Man, the flies are out today. So see there? Now what I do with 2 solo cups is I measure me 7 ounces of seed out, because that's exactly what you need for peas in these T1020 microgreen trays. Let's see here. I got it marked somewhere. All right, so I fill 2 solo cups up to this level here. This is 7 ounces of seed, so I got 3.5 ounces in each cup. And I'll show you the reason why I do that in a minute. So I got 2 cups filled to that right there. I finish filling them with water, and after they get through, sweating or taking all that water in, the peas expand a lot, and they take all that water inside the pea, and this is how much you got. Now this is too much for 1 solo cup. That's the reason you have to use 2, because after they swell up with the water, you got a lot of peas there. So you end up with this right here. Now, what I like to do next is kind of spread them out on my 1020 microgreen tray with the holes in there as even as I can. Now, there are some people out there that say you don't need a medium to grow these peas. You can grow them, just straight in the tray without anything. However, I like to use a little medium in there, and I'll show you why. Now spread them out real good as best as you can. Now you ain't got to get them exact, but just spread them out as evenly as you can there. Now I like to use a little medium in there to keep the peas in place. Not a lot, but just a little bit there. It helps hold the moisture around the seed there, and in my opinion, it helps them to germinate a little bit better. I want to put a thin layer on there. Now, it's really important with microgreen medium that you use a fine mixture there. You just don't want to use one of these you get from the big box stores. It's got a lot of pine bark or a lot of big, heavy stuff inside that. I like to use our seed starting mix because it is real fine. I'll show you here. See there? You want to use a real fine mix. Now what I'm going to do is just barely cover these seeds up. And the great thing about these microgreen trays, the way they was designed, is you don't waste anything. It takes very little soil to grow these, very little medium, I might say. And you don't waste a whole lot. It's very economical because you don't use very much soil at all. So you see there, I got it packed down pretty good. Take my hand, just pack it down. Even though you got some peas exposed there, hey, that's okay. Then I take something like a water bottle and mist it real good. Now you want to do this probably twice a day, in the morning time and again in the afternoon. Just mist it real good. Now if you're working outside and you got one of our mister nozzles, that will work fine also. Whatever you got. So after I have my peas planted, I set them inside a solid tray. Then I take another solid tray and put on top there. I'll take that off twice a day, mist them good. Now in the summer months, you know, it can get kind of hot. So I have found these peas and lettuces and all these cool weather crops germinate a lot better inside. So we'll move these inside and we'll let them germinate and we'll let them start growing in about 75, 78 degrees, normally about whatever you keep your house on. And that's the thing about growing these microgreens, is you can grow them inside and you don't have to be worried about the heat. Also, they seem to do a lot better in that controlled environment. Now after all your peas start sprouting, that's when you got to find them a light source. Now if you got a sunroom or you got some big windows in your house, you could definitely use that. Move them outside there so they get plenty of sunlight during the day. If you don't, then you're going to need something to supplement your light, such as this light kit right here. So as soon as my peas start sprouting, I remove the top solid tray and I let them get that light. And in 7 to 10 days, boom, you got nice pea microgreens. Now, let's go to the kitchen and do the fun part. To harvest the microgreens, you can use scissors or a knife. I just always carry a knife. So I come in here and I try to cut them about halfway down. Again, that's another great thing about these shallow trays, is the trays don't get in my way. So the one thing I do love about these peas is they are real clean. Now the sunflowers I like, but they have the hulls on that you have to work on getting those off, which takes a little bit more time. But growing these in the controlled environment, man, they stay clean and they are real easy to wash and clean up. What I use is a lettuce spinner here. Now the best I can tell, you can probably get around 5 or 6 servings out of this tray of peas. I didn't show you the other side, but I got into the other side the other day and made me a nice big salad. And that was just about more than what I could eat. And then what I cut today is a nice serving there. So it looks like, I mean, heck, you could probably get as much as 7 servings out of this one flat here. Now the way I've been eating them, now keep in mind, I'm trying to cut down on my carbs, is I've been using these as my primary. Then I add me some tomatoes. Fresh, ripe tomatoes, and we all love those. Bacon, of course, you know, bacon makes everything better. I've been using this boar's head deli dressing. Also, I said it twice, didn't I? Is the avocado one. I like this. A nice lunch or a nice light supper meal. The great thing about this system is you can grow your food year round and you can have nice leafy vegetables anytime you want them. And we're going to put the link to all the products we use today in the description below. So if you want to know more about our products or you want to learn more about vegetable garden, check out these videos.